I'm reviewing a book, chapter by chapter. The book is Triangle, Imzadi 2 by Peter David, Jellyfish. And today I am talking about Chapter 7. Chapter 7 is on Beta Z because this is another stop in the engagement tour because Deanna and Worf are now engaged, and after going to Minsk, Russia, they're going to Beta Z to meet with Lwaxana Troi. The chapter essentially begins with Deanna and Lwaxana dialoguing alone, and this conversation is the worst in the book, which lines up with how I see their dialoguing on the show. It's just like a real, like, overbearing mother talking to a teenager. Like, at this point, Deanna's like 40 years old, and Lwaxana thinks that she has the leverage and the right to say, I would prefer you marry this person. So in Imzadi, the first book, she was pissed off that she was hanging out with Riker because she wanted Deanna to get with some pudwhacker named Wyatt. And now it's like, oh, I want you to get with Riker and not Worf. Lwaxana also expresses concerns of a racist nature, saying that a Betazoid Klingon child would be a freak, which is a wildly horrible thing to say, even for Lwaxana, who I think is one of the most insufferable characters in the entire Trek canon. But then she goes for the gold and says, hey, I'm going to withhold the tradition of having you drink from the chalice of reeks once you get married, which is like, a Troi tradition. So that's pretty fucked up to just say, like, no, you're not going to have access to that. I would love a little bit more explanation as to what these artifacts' importance are, but we're never going to get that. I'm just going to let that go now. In a true Lwaxana fashion, she holds a gala that's all about herself, matches the chandelier with her necklace or whatever. And instead of like an intimate dinner to discuss this engagement, Worf gets into a tete-a-tete with somebody else about how Betazoids are like passive and, ripe for conquest, and Klingons are strong, and this whole blah, blah, don't talk about politics at the dinner table faux pas that, of course, that goes to shit. So Worf storms out and, Lwaxana does the restorative conversation, but yikes, this chapter is a yikes.